and a small temperature to pressure. Okay, so our pressure widget is ready. Now we will put that in the app.js here, including the pressure widget. I didn't add like any CSS there. Let's do that later. First we will see like how this one is working. So the pressure is getting from this dot state dot pressure. That's it. And we will add like another widget, new folder, humidity, a new file, humidity component.js, right? So I'm going to do the same thing, copy humidity and replace temperature with the humidity, and replace cap T with the humidity. Okay. So my humidity widget is also ready. Now going to the app.js and add the humidity value here. So instead of the pressure, we would add the humidity and humidity. Copy paste, right? That's what we do, developers do. So humidity, I just copied from my own component. I think that makes sense. So let's stop this and run back. So I'm stopping this one. Build and run IoT solution and simulator. Deployment of this. So it's building the application. In the meanwhile, what are the other things we can add, right? What are the other components that usually in the weather dashboard? We have temperature, we have pressure, we have humidity. Probably we need to add like a wind direction, something like that. These are temperature, humidity, pressure we have added. We need to add the wind. I need like something like this, or some simpler version. I need like some simpler version. Yeah, something like this. I'm looking for like something like this. We have this temperature, humidity, and add like some wind direction and the wind field. So probably we would add like a wind here and the wind direction. How to put the wind direction here? So we put like some wind direction also there in our dashboard. Let's go back. Okay, so this one is built. I need to add the Docker into my sudo group so that I would not be giving the password mode. Okay, dashboard started running. So let me refresh the page. Oh, everything is coming below. So temperature, pressure, humidity. and once the sensor started sending data, I'm getting temperature and pressure. I didn't see the humidity. Did I put anywhere wrong here? Data dot ambient dot humidity, right? Humidity. Oh, here I passed the value wrong. The humidity. It should be, since it's running in the Docker container, I need to rerun that. Okay, so in the meanwhile, we just figure out the CSS so that it's aligned horizontally. So display table. Horizontal. Display inline log here. So let me open this one, and here JSS5 display inline block, and probably like margin 20 pixel. Okay, so we have this temperature, pressure, the humidity thing. We need to fix that. Okay, I will just go and change this CSS file. So go to the dashboard, go to the client here, app.css. So image and app.js here, dashboard container, right? So dashboard container, and inside the dashboard container div, first child, then set the margin another 10 pixel, probably like 15 pixel, then display inline block. It should be working. Let me test that here. Is it working? How I can make sure this one is working? Probably it's not taking this one randomly here. Okay, let me stop and redeploy. That way it's working. So we are very close to build the dashboard for our board watch application. So this dashboard will be deployed in our Raspberry Pi and will be displaying in the our monitor. So the idea here is like you can go to this boat watch kiosk or the application and see like what the temperature right now, and also it's going to watch the marine or sea shore, and if any boat is crossing by, our custom vision module that's going to detect like what type of boat it is, and trying to pull any information from the boat like like the license number or like what type of text it's written in the board. So those things, and that would be sending to the IoT hub. So let's do that. Okay, it's creating an optimized production build. Let's wait for that one. So this one is running. I think we need to add the another widget called wind, right? Wind and wind direction. We will add that, and also we should be implementing like implementing the application insights and try to store the devices in the Raspberry Pi. So we need to explore that also in our IoT Edge solution. Okay, it's building the React application and it's ready. Okay. It's creating the network. Let's wait for that. This one really, it's like painful, right? Every time I need to. Okay, so here is the thing, right? We can test our we can test our sensor module, everything in like from your local machine itself, but it still needs to the IoT Edge runtime that needs to be up and running. We can do, but we can do only for single module. It's not giving to test like multiple modules without a Docker container. So for that, what we need to do is we need to build the Docker container. That's taking like some time, like this one. Now let's go back to our 3001, our dashboard application. So our dashboard is right. Probably I add the CSS wrong. I think I added the first child, right? Let me see that one here. app.css. Okay, instead of this one, let me add like another thing. Let me add the sensor container or sensor div. And I will add the class name in each sensor or in our app.json. So instead of this one, class name sensor div, like this. Yeah, so let me stop it. Instead of like running, I will just like run from local. So let me start the emulator for a single module and I will run the dashboard module. Then we can adjust the CSS and all from locally, I think. Okay, so that's running. It should be asking my password. Is it running? Start IoT Edge Hub Simulator for single module. Yeah, now it is. Okay, it's stopping and running it. Okay. So that we will test this one locally instead of having that one. Okay. It's stopping and running. We will give some time there. Okay, so this one is running now. Let's run our dashboard module locally. So going to the modules, going to the dashboard, and here we have the client and app.js. So let me run the app.js first. This would be spinning the module and as well as dashboard server. Come, I need the environment variables to pass. So that's the dashboard local debug. Yes. Okay. So it has passing the environment and the other stuff. So now my server is running. The next thing I need to do, I need to start a new terminal and start the React.js application. So for that one, let's go to the modules dashboard again, client, and npm start. This will start the React.js application. Then we would be changing all the changes locally and do that stuff. Okay, so it's starting the React.js application here. It should be running in the 3000 only, right? Let it be running. Let me check that in the Chrome browser here. It's still spinning the development server, I think. Okay, it started doing. let it be running, and go to the Chrome browser, refresh this. Okay, so still it's having the same issue. So what we are going to do is let's see whether we are having this sensor defect. The dashboard container and this div, it doesn't have that one. So we need to add a class name for that particular div. So how to do that one? So this one is not working. Either I need to add the component there and put that, or the other thing I can do is div horizontal layout. So if I put instead of the sensor div, I just put like a dashboard container div. Okay, that set up the CSS correctly. Then we need to add the wind as well. So we would add the wind sensor here. So in our sensor widget, humidity, pressure, temperature. Then add another widget called wind, and in this wind I am going to copy exactly the same component like other thing. So copy here, paste it, and instead of the pressure widget it should be wind widget, and instead of pressure thing it should be wind. You would change later based on wind. Okay, so we will change that one later based on the individual sensor type. So we had this wind widget as well. So if we go to the app.js, I can add the wind here. Right now it's not sending any data from the sensor. Probably we would be adding that one later. So wind, and the state also having the wind. Right now there is no wind here. So wind that include fast float data dot wind dot speed to fixed of 2. Right now there is no data dot wind dot speed, but let's see.
Therefore, all you'll have to talk about is your own conversation.
It says wind is not defined.
The same is true for people who think all the time. That means when I use the word think, talking to yourself.
Wind widget, right? Yeah.
The constant chit-chat.
So it should be import wind from sensor widget is a wind.
Nothing to think about
except
thinking.
Wind slash wind.
Just as you have to stop talking to hear what others have to say, you have to stop thinking to find out what life is about.
Okay. So we have added 4 widgets of the sensor, including temperature, pressure, humidity, and wind. Right now we are not sending any data from the wind. We need to fix that as well. But let's see how that looks in our browser. Then we will run this solution from the deployment container. Okay, we are having this data. Probably I would add the wind. Okay. So we have this one implemented. So if I am displaying that in the Raspberry Pi devices or something, it should be looking like this. What's the resolution of the 7-inch monitor? Because that's what I'm trying to buy it. So the Raspberry Pi 7-inch monitor resolution. So it has 800 to 480 pixels. So we will set up the 800 to 480 pixel here. That is Chrome. React application, network, non-network, this one. So 800 to 480. So it's something look like this. Okay, the one I'm trying to think like whether we can adjust this one so that we can accommodate everything in the same, or I would probably reduce the logo size. The logo size is 150 pixel right now. I changed to 100 pixel. Okay, right now it's 100 pixel, and the margin I just changed to 10 pixel. Okay, so we have this temperature, wind and pressure. The width of where is the width of container? Is it somewhere here? Okay, it's here. So let's change this one to 200. I think 200 is fine. So I will change 200 widget type there. I put it in the individual sensor so that we have control. Sometimes like the widget, one widget need like more space, then at the time we adjust this one. So the humidity, wind, pressure, everything changed to 200. Okay, I think this looks good. Probably we would be adding like a couple of more widgets here, like what's the sunrise, sunset of that particular location, those things. Okay, I think this looks good. Now let's test this one with the sensor data. Before that, I need to fix sending the wind data from the sensor. So the app.js, let me add wind, and wind had a direction. I just now put like northeast, and what's the speed? Speed, some random interval from what's the wind speed usually? Wind speed. Yeah, something 9, 11. I put like from 3 to 20. And direction, so let's put the direction here. So the wind direction, it should be one of the 8 direction here: north, south, east, west, then north, east, northwest, southeast, and southwest. It should be like a direct degree, so that we can exactly find where that direction is. I just put like the wind direction random on. So wind direction of random from interval 0 to 7. So it pick like one of the random thing and get that data. So wind out direction, wind out speed. In the dashboard, we are getting Where is the data? App.js here. That includes win.speed here. Okay, so now if I stop this one and run that in the emulator, it should be sending all the data to the dashboard there. Okay, it's running this React scripts. Let's wait. It's creating an optimized production build, and once this is done, our dashboard display of the temperature, that should be done pretty much. Let me close all this stuff. The next thing what we need to do is we need to test how the application insights work, and also how we can use a SQL server or SQLite module to store the data what we needed. And probably like we need to simulate a couple of commands so that it can be run from IoT hub, like restarting the application or sending the configuration, those kind of things. Okay, sending build context to Docker daemon and other stuff. Wait. Okay, so it's asking this one. I need to fix really. Oh, it's asking password again. Oh.
Get YouTube Music Premium so you don't have to hear this ad or any others again. Free for 30 days and just $9.99 a month after.
Okay, so let it be running this network edge. We will see. Creating all the modules. So this one is running. Now let's open our dashboard. Look how it looks like. If it is running in the container, it should be 3001. Okay, there is no data that's coming from the sensor right now. And once it starts sending the data, every 3 seconds it should be sending. Hey, great! We had done this. Dashboard. So these data that's coming from the sensor, so you can see it's sending that the sensor data. Great. So we have this temperature, pressure, humidity, and the wind, and we need to display the wind direction as well. Probably we would be adding some logo here on every widget. And in the wind direction, let me add the wind direction. So another sensor widget. Is it right, or is it okay to display that in the code itself here? Let me take example of any dashboard widget example. Dashboard widgets that should be, weather dashboard widget. Weather widget. So something like this, temperature and wind. Okay, so we can just say like northwest, from northwest, something like this, right? So we would be adding that one here. So instead of I'm just thinking like, or I can show some logo here in the wind. Or I can simply show some logo for the wind, so that it's yeah, like this, wind from. Okay, let me add those things a little bit. So the first thing, the temperature, we need to add like the degrees Celsius. So let's add that one. So the degree Celsius thing we need to add. So how to add degree Celsius there? So here, let me close this one. So temperature sensor should be degree Celsius. So degree, I need to put that the Unicode value, right? So degree Unicode HTML. It's a U00D or HTML 8451. 8451. So if I put the 8451 here, oh, not this one, sorry. Do I need to stop and run again? Come on, that would be crazy. 1 second, I will stop this and I will run the start IoT Hub Edge simulator for single module. Provide the input names of the module to handle message. So the input name of the module is sensor input, right? Is it the sensor input? Go to the app.js here. Yeah, the input name is sensor input, so I just put the sensor input here. What's happening? Oh. It's asking for the password. Okay, so it started. Now I can use this curl command to send the data. So I will use that one to send the data there. In the meanwhile, I can run my dashboard local module. So it's attached with the debugger, and also I can run the client application here. CD modules dashboard client, and here I am starting npm start. Now I can use this curl command to run that. Before that I will... Oh, something is already running on port 3000. I don't want that one to run on 3000. Where is that? It's so confusing here. Okay, I don't want this one to run on. Okay, so let me run one by one. So the first thing I need to run is the IoT Edge. So starting IoT Edge Hub simulator for single module, and the input is sensor input. So it's running that. Wait. Okay, so it started running. So I copy this curl command and open that in the Postman. So I would be sending the data. And the next thing I need to do is run the dashboard local. So the dashboard local server is running, right? This code including the client connected, those stuff. Then the next thing I need to do is I need to start our client, the React.js client. So here I am going to board classification modules or IoT Edge solution modules dashboard client. And here I am doing npm start. In the meanwhile, in the Postman, we should be importing curl command here, import that, and in the body we need to send the data, which is our JSON data. I think it should be the stringify data. Okay, so let it be. So the client is connected. Everything is connected there. Okay, so this is how it works. It added that the Celsius. I'm not sure like whether it's sending in the Celsius or Fahrenheit. I assume it should be Fahrenheit because I just what's the Fahrenheit HTML code? The degree Fahrenheit HTML code is 8457 and Celsius is 8451. So going back to our Visual Studio Code and app.js, going to the temperature module, 8457. So once this is done, it should be, I should be seeing 8457 code, which is Fahrenheit here. Yeah. So we added the Fahrenheit, and the pressure. What is the code for the pressure? Humidity percentage. This should be miles per hour. Pressure unit metric, not the metric one. USA version 1. It's just like units, right? Yeah, I think just units. So weather, pressure, dashboard. So here humidity, pressure, it's marked in inch, I think. Yeah, I think that would be fine. So I just put like a IN there. Pressure in inches. Yeah, in metric it would be like in the meter square, in like a per square meter. So let's put pressure dashboard in inch. Then the next thing, temperature, humidity, it should be in percentage.
You're here for the
And
music,
the wind
not the interruptions.
is
Get YouTube
miles
Music
per
Premium
hour.
to listen offline when you lock your screen and without ads. YouTube Music Premium, free for 30 days and just $9.99 a month after.
So here we need to
Cancel
add the
anytime.
direction as
Restrictions
well,
apply.
right? So I would be adding like another typography here in the bottom with the variant H5 or body or even like caption. What are the variant here? I think body would be fine. And the component, it is it's some paragraph. So here from, or I just put like a directly going to put wind dot direction, and here wind dot speed, and that wind is not a number, it's an object. And in the app.js, hey Brandon, sorry I missed the chat. Thanks for coming. So today I'm trying to build the dashboard from the IoT Edge solution, that including different sensor. So I'm adding the sensor data. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate that. So our dashboard going to look like something like this. So I'm going to display this dashboard into the Raspberry Pi monitor. So that's what I'm working on, trying to learn how IoT Edge solution and how to connect the sensor data to the IoT hub. That's what I'm streaming. So here this dot state dot wind, instead of the speed I just okay, or otherwise I can put like a wind speed and the wind direction. I'm just thinking about this, or like a wind itself, and the wind contain a speed, that is wind speed. And the next thing is direction, that is a straightaway direction. So now everything looking good. If I am seeing here miles per hour, and it should be showing the direction also. There is a window. Yes. Okay. So then I need to add some data here to show initially. So speed and direction. Yeah, I think this is fine. There are a couple of things I need to do is I need to reduce the font size, but we will see how this one looks like with the real, that means in the simulated temperature sensor. So let me run this in the IoT Edge solution in the simulator. So the simulator is running on this AMD 64 architecture, and it's trying to deploy all the modules, including our dashboard module, temperature sensor module, and this temperature sensor module is like randomly generating the temperature sensor data, but eventually it would be replaced by real hardware sensor. Right now, for development purpose, to learn this IoT Edge solution, I am just using the simulated temperature sensor. Okay, so it's creating the production build. Let's wait.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk that. At the same time.
Okay, it's successfully created with the containers. It's going to start that. You will see. So once our dashboard is done, then we are good, I think. Chrome here, yeah. So it's going to show the temperature, pressure, humidity, wind into our board watch application. Is it running? Okay, the Docker container, it still has to run. Wait. running, then we should be seeing something like this. I need to reduce the font size of this one, right? Let's see how I put everything in the H2 itself. I need to move this one a little bit and try that running with, or try that put it in the span so that it has less font size. Let me see, I can try from here. I screwed up. So dashboard, client, sensor widgets, temperature.js, here it is. So this one I put it like a span here somewhere. Oh. Stand here. Oh, this one is not taking the component. Okay, then one thing I need to do is I need to do and put the span here. I forgot what the code is. Let it. So div. Put the div here, and the span should be here. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is display inline block. I'm using this React Bootstrap, right? What's it? I'm using the Material UI icon, materialui.com. I'm just going to look like, is there any widgets that is available to show in the horizontal so I'm using the cards here. This is a simple card, and this is the complex card here. So the card content, everything, and card actions for favorite icon and other stuff. I'm interested in looking the layouts or the grid list here. So the grid list, oh, they are having this kind of a grid list. Probably our widget can be the grid list, right? So that it would be automatically like filling those things. Yeah, I can put this in the grid list title, but let's see. So we have the list, menus, paper, pickup, progress, steppers, tables, tabs, and all. Okay, this is tables. Oh, this one is a tab. Cool. Dividers, chips. What's that chips means? Oh, this one is cool. I can use this one for some of the things. Okay, so the layout one I need to look. So there is a grid layout. So I can put the spacing here like this. And they have the fluid grid and the direction also, right? So justify means justifying align items, center, baseline. Okay, center is fine, and justify center, row reverse, column reverse. Okay, I think this is fine. So for this one, auto layout make item equally shareable for this one, and the CSS grid layout, but illustrate how the grid can be reduced. Okay, I want to close this one, so that includes I think that has a grid container, grid item here, or not that one. Okay, so I think it's having the grid. So the basic thing we need to do is grid container, and inside that we need to put like more grids there. Okay, in that case, for our demo, app.js, so here we put like a grid container, and each one is going to be a grid here. So I put like another grid. Grid. Okay, so more grids. This should be taking care of setting that up like horizontally. Is that right? Localhost 3000. Okay, it says grid is undefined because it's not defined yet. So the grid should be coming from Material UI core grid. So this one is loading right now, React application. I think that's taking care of setting up the filter cluster. Okay. And now next thing what we need to do is we need to arrange these two things. So let me go to the temperature again here, and instead of div it should be grid. Grid is not defined. Is it like the auto import should work in the Visual Studio Code, right? So whenever I'm putting something in the React JSX, it should be automatically pull that one from the import. So grid container, grid, put your container here. Grid here. Okay, great. Now I need to set up some value, that including what are the stuff, spacing, okay, it should be spacing, direction, justify, right? So justify center, and what are the other stuff, align items, center. Okay, it's fine, but still it's not like aligned. Both are okay. So still I need to align this one. What are the other parameter here? Align items, justify. Stretch. Okay, justify center is fine. Now this one I need to take care of. Look at that. So I either align items can be flex start. I just put like flex start here. Okay, so something happening here. Let me remove this, put some touch 3 here. I'm trying to build the dashboard for the sensor module, the IoT Edge runtime I'm looking for. So this is what I'm trying to build in, and this should be containing probably H2. So this should be so this data that's coming from the IoT Edge simulator data. So I'm trying to build this dashboard application so that I can use this one to display that in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, this height is too high. I don't want this much height. Center this one. Yeah. Okay, so we have this temperature, but still the height is too different. Okay, the grid one. What's this dashboard container? Got it. So this div is applying for all the div here. I don't want that also. So let me remove this one, but it's totally collapsed. Okay. So this margin is applying to all div. I don't want that to display in the all div.
Keep dancing and listening to
So let's have like this. Instead we just fix it in the grid here. So going back to the app.js, so in this grid we add like a spacing. What is the spacing field here? So spacing grid with, okay, fluid grid spacing 8. So I just put like 8 here. So this should add some spacing into the widget. Okay, let me add a less spacing, 4. Okay, I think 8 would be fine. Okay, so the one part is done. The spacing, now we need to fix this one. So for that I need to remove the margin. Oh, it's not fixed yet. Come on. But it's applying to the all the div. Apply CSS to first children, or like a immediate child. How to apply the CSS to the immediate child? It should be greater than, right? Yeah, that's what I have at. So if you go to the app.css here, dashboard content, oh, I missed that one. Okay. Now the margin is applied. Okay, I think this one is good. Now we need to do the same thing for pretty much all the widget, including Fahrenheit, the temperature and all. And also in the temperature.js I need space. So I can see some space between the units. Okay, got it. Now we will do the same thing for other sensor component. Let me close this thing. So the pressure widget, okay, so temperature is in the pressure widget. We are replacing that one and put the pressure here and temperature instead of that pressure, and the unit it should be inches. Grid is not defined because we didn't import the grid, so we just put it somewhere here. Actually the Visual Studio Code, it should be automatically import from that. I don't know, because it should be taking, maybe I didn't have any extension for React. This one is a new code, so I'm having the React.js code snippet and all, right? Is there any React plugin? It should not be. Okay, ES7 React. This is the extensions. It should be doing auto import. I see it in like the other projects where I can put like a grid here, then it automatically scan all the packages and do the auto import here. User settings, auto import, right? Yeah, the auto imports is enabled only. Enable disable auto import suggestion requires using TypeScript 2.61 or newer in the workspace. Oh, will it work only in the TypeScript? Oh, that's why, because I am working in the TypeScript React based application. I'm expecting that in this JavaScript application also. Okay, now go back to the dashboard. Pressure inch. Now we need to add the humidity. Pretty much same thing. Copying hot code content and add it in the humidity component and changing humidity. Here humidity is always percentage, right? Card component is not included. Grid component. Okay, so here I'm importing the grid component as well. Now humidity also should be fixed. Yes, now we will fix the wind. So going to the wind component here, let me add the grid, and in the bottom I'm having a wind and the temperature, so I just copy that part alone like this and change this one. So this dot property dot wind is a wind or yeah, wind only, wind dot speed, and it should be miles per hour. And here the wind direction, let it be as it is, right? Okay, so we got this one is working. The wind is like little bit okay, do I need to fix this one with the same height? Or another thing I can do is like I have this miles per hour, so let me put this wind dot direction. It won't work. I put like another span here that would take less space. Span property direction. Okay. I think this is fine. So one other thing we need to see, like do we need to show the widget everything in the same size or not, right? Okay, now let me stop the client in the local. Let us run this solution in the complete IoT edge solution so that we can see that with the temperature sensor data and all. So let me stop this. So command shift P build run IoT edge solution in simulator using deployment.template.json. So this would be like building all the dashboard modules and showing that in that it would be building all the sensor modules. So this is basically running the entire IoT edge solution in the simulator. We are using AMD 64 simulator here. So the IoT edge solution is nothing but like a different modules that is deployed in the different Docker containers, and IoT edge runtime is facilitating the communication between Docker containers. So let us see, we have 3 different modules. Sensor, filtering the sensor data so that it's filtering the data before sending to the IoT hub, and also we are sending the temperature sensor to the dashboard. So those routes are mentioned in the deployment.template.json. So you can see here it's configured with the different modules, including system modules, having edge agent and edge hub, and we are having modules that's having a temperature sensor, dashboard, and filter sensor data. So these are like a different Docker containers. So here we are mentioning like what are the images for the Docker container and all. So this is the main piece, how the communication between modules work in the IoT edge solution. So we are saying to the edge hub, these are the routes. So here the temperature sensor data, this is a sensor module that would be sending to the dashboard, and filter sensor data. So the sensor is going to send the data like every 3 seconds, right? So those data will be displaying in the dashboard. That's a small GUI application going to display in the Raspberry Pi monitor. So we are setting up the route like from messages temperature sensor module sent to the brokered endpoint of a dashboard module. Similar way, we are sending that to filter sensor data from messages temperature sensor data to brokered endpoint of filter sensor data. And filter sensor data, we are just like watching all the messages, all the data that's coming from the sensor. If any sensor has like less than or greater than the temperature threshold, then it's going to send the data to the IoT hub. So that's why like it's facilitating the connection. So we are not like sending all the data to the cloud. We are having this IoT edge runtime solution that's running on the device itself, and it's taking care of like filtering the sensor data and sending like a minimal data, which is IoT hub is really interested in, right? We don't need like a history of data that needs send. We just want like, okay, I need there is a temperature sensor hike or any sensor data changes that's happening at the particular threshold. We are interested in that only. So we are filtering those data and sending that to that IoT hub. So that's a concept we are playing in. So I'm just learning this IoT edge solution and bringing all things together by reading the Visual Studio Code documentation and put together a solution there. Put my hands dirty so that we can learn this IoT edge solution together. I just built a Docker. I'm waiting for to complete its steps. So how is your Saturday going on? If anyone watching, my Saturday is great. So today I started with a good energy and learning a couple of steps. I usually code in like a JavaScript, TypeScript and C#. I am doing like a TypeScript based application in my day job. But my main thing is like mostly Node.js, JavaScript and C# only. this package.json there. Why it's taking so much time? It should not be taking this much time. Is it stopping? Okay, something happened. Is my Docker running? Yeah. Okay, I think my Visual Studio Code got freezed. Yeah, my Visual Studio Code got. Let me close that and open the dashboard. Once this is done, build, run IoT Edge solution in simulator. And choose the deployment.template.json. It's running this. Okay, successfully built, successfully tagged, sending the data. Okay, I think it stopped somewhere there, so that's why it took so much time. After restarting the Visual Studio Code, it was great. Okay, so the network is running. We will wait. So now the server start building. Now if I open the browser here, localhost 3000, I think 3001, if it is running in the container. Okay, great. So amazing. It looks good pretty much, but the wind direction is not coming. So how to look the wind direction here? Yeah, there is a span that includes wind direction. Let me edit some value here. Yeah, it should be coming like that. Let me check this one. So dashboard, client, source, app.js. So we are having this wind and wind direction. How the data is coming from the sensor. Oh, sensor is sending, okay, sensor is sending direction as undefined. That's wrong. So let's fix the sensor. Going back to the temperature sensor here, app.js, and we have this wind direction and wind direction of random interval from 0 to 7. The wind direction of 0, it should be sending north, right? Why it's not sending? Yeah, the wind direction is coming as undefined only. Direction undefined. Okay, let me debug this alone, right? So debug this, temperature sensor, remote debug. So still the Docker container is running. I'm just attached to the Docker container and debugging that one from the container itself. but I am not running that in the deployment templates. Oh, my bad. So let me stop this one. Okay, let me stop this one. And what I'm going to do is build Azure IoT Edge, start IoT Edge Hub Simulator for single module, so that we would be testing this temperature module. Okay, the IoT Edge Hub device is started. Once it's started, then we put like an endpoint here. I need to at least add this IoT Edge Hub device and Docker into my sudo group, so that I would not be giving like a more password to that. Okay, so it started here, temperature sensor local debug, running this one. Yeah, wind direction is here only, right? Wind direction of string 0 to 7, wind direction of 0, north, wind direction of 7. It should be something coming like that, right? Am I doing correctly? Temperature local. Okay, let it be running. Yeah, debugger attached. So now I can debug my sensor module here. So I'm removing all these breakpoints. So the current temperature, okay, so this also I will skip. And I need interested in data only. So let me run this. Okay, so now data come. Wind direction is this. And random interval, oh, got it. Yeah, got it, because it's not like rounding this interval, so I need to round this one. So math dot round, oh, not this one, sorry, math dot round, because it's giving the float value instead of the integer value. So that's why. If I run the temperature sensor again, now it should be creating the random number to 0 to 7, and we are rounding that, so it should be always integer instead of like the float value. So now, oh, still I'm getting this direction undefined. What's wrong? Okay, let me run this alone in the console. See here, it should be always working, right? Why the wind dot direction is undefined? It says, okay, so data here, wind dot direction, it says undefined. It should not be. I'm rounding the number, so it should be always picking up one of the direction. Let me stop this and run it again. Okay, data, direction. Oh, now it's getting. Yes. So let me stop this one and run that in the simulator, so that we will see that in the UI. Sending to Docker daemon. Let's do that fast. Why it's sending too much data? I think I need to adjust my Docker script so that it's not sending this much data for only one file. I think it's sending the node modules as well. Let me fix that pretty quick.
Want to keep playing music with your screen
So
off?
if you
Start a
go to
YouTube
the
Music
Docker
Premium trial
ignore,
today.
where is the Docker
Free for
ignore?
30 days and just $9.99 a month after. Cancel anytime. Restrictions apply.
Oh, I have the Docker ignore only on the dashboard. Let me add the Docker ignore on filter sensor data. Only don't copy the node modules and Docker files because those are not needed. And also temperature sensor data. So it would not be uploading the node modules to the Docker daemon. Every time it's uploading the Docker daemons. So that's why you can see sending build context to the Docker daemon. It's like 17 MB. Right? Let me stop this and make sure I'm running it again so that it's not copying the entire directory. It's copying only that excluding the node modules directory. Okay, so now now see it's 65.54 KB only. That's why sometimes it's taking like too much time because it's copying all the node modules. Okay, so now the network is starting, and once that is done, then we can see our dashboard here with the wind direction. Or I can like add the logo here so that I can see what's the wind direction here, right? Once this is done, then probably we will be adding that. So we have temperature, pressure, humidity, wind. That's great. So once this is done, I need to test like how the Azure application inside work, right? This IoT edge. The client is connected. Let me refresh this page. Okay, now you can see the direction is changing. Yeah. Okay, we successfully built this dashboard. That's fantastic. So our board watch application that's having the different widgets, and this widget data is coming from the sensor. So that's great, including the wind direction and all. Okay, cool. Let me commit this code. Just add what we have added: a dashboard, sensor, modules. So I'm pushing that as well. Okay, so we have this IoT edge solution running, and our local host 3001. There is a yeah, we are having the data also. It's going 3767 2.91. Is this changing here? Yeah, this one is changing. Pressure is changing, humidity is changing, everything is like simulated right now, and the wind speed and the direction is also changing. Yeah, that's great. Now we need to add like some more icons and beautify this dashboard. So once this dashboard part is done, then we can deploy that in the Raspberry Pi device with the actual sensor to see how everything looks like. Okay, the next thing I need to explore in Azure IoT Edge solution is how the application insights work, right? So I have this IoT Edge tutorial CP reference here. Going to the documentation. So tutorials. So this is what we need to do: classify images with custom mission and develop custom code modules. Okay, let me do this classify images with custom mission today. Okay, so we built an image classifier with a custom mission already. We need to develop an IoT Edge module that queries custom mission web server on your device and send the results of image classifier to IoT Hub. Okay, so we need to see how the camera capture module works, right? So so this part we have done. So create an IoT Edge solution, add your image classifier into the modules and open module.json, update the platforms to the new Docker file that you have added. Oh, is it ARM32 architecture is not supported in custom mission module? I think it's supported, right? Oh, that's crazy. Then we need to add a create a simulated camera module. So this one is like creating okay, in real custom mission deployment you would have a camera providing live images or video streams. For this scenario, you simulate a camera by building a module that sends a test message to the image classifier. I think we need to do this one, but they are having this one in the Python. Let me understand this, and if possible we can rewrite this in the Node.js. So importing IoT Hub client message timeout protocol send to hub okay. Send an image to the image classifying server. Send frame for processing, right? The request.post image processing endpoint, so it's just like posting to that the frame. So where this image path is coming from. So send image for processing. Okay. So here while true, it's every 10 seconds it's sending the new image. Classification send frame for processing image path. Where is that image path is coming from? Is it coming from the main? Okay. Add the new line of the okay. Now add a test image to the container. Oh, it's add the test image to the container here, and every 10 seconds it's sending the data to that to the frame there, right? But I'm just wondering, like, why the custom mission module it cannot be run in the ARM v2, whatever that architecture there. So this part we have already done. Creating the solution, add your image classifier. So custom mission solution modules classifier, paste the files into the classifier folder. So this one we already have. Hey, sale was taken. I'm coding in JavaScript. So I am developing the IoT Edge solution in JavaScript. So I have developed these 3 modules: dashboard, filter sensor data, and temperature sensor. I just developing that in the Node.js only. And thanks for coming. Thanks for watching the stream. Thank you. Right now I just like connected this temperature sensor data. So this is randomly generated value that is simulated sensors, and I'm trying to build the IoT Edge solution by going through the documentation here. Yeah, thank you. So I'm going through the documentation here from the docs.microsoft.com and trying to build my IoT Edge solution just for my learning purpose. So right now I am little bit successful. So this data is coming from the temperature sensor. So you can see like every 3 seconds the sensor data that's sending data to the dashboard, and dashboard is the React.js application that's displaying the sensor data in real time. Does it make sense? And thanks for coming. Like, please follow me, and we will learn these IoT edge solutions together. I started recently doing this IoT edge thing. Yeah. It's nice. Thanks, man. So I'm just going through the tutorial and trying to build for my own. Thanks for the follow. So I already did like developing the custom code modules. They are providing like a lot of language options, including C#, Python, Node.js and all. So I picked the Node.js because I'm comfortable in doing the JavaScript part. I will be doing C# also, but I just picked Node.js part here. Now I am trying to look like a classify images with the custom vision. So this dashboard application, the idea I am trying to do is, it's kind of like a boat watch. This would continuously seeing that seashore or the marine side to identify the boat types it's crossing. I already built the custom vision model for boat classification. So if you go to the customvision.ai, I have this boat classification project, and I trained the model so that it can identify the different types of boat. For example, you can see here I have the kayak, sail and ferry, cruise. So I have the different image types I downloaded, and you should lower the music a little bit. Okay, sorry. I will lower that one. Is it okay right now? Ah, great. Which languages are you experienced? I'm experienced with C# and Node.js. I did like native mobile application like couple of years before, but right now I'm working on C# and Node.js only. Great. So where I have left this one, yeah. So I have built this boat classification project, so I can do the quick test here. I think I already have local files. So let me go and take some cruise ship here. Let me pick up the random one or something like this. So it's making the prediction on the image, and it's identifying like this image is a cruise, and it has 99.9% confident in that. So I trained this IoT edge solution I'm trying to build, it's going to continuously watch from the seashore. I'm just like simulating my project thing so that I can try something from the IoT edge solution. So it's going to watch this ship and identifying like this is a cruise boat type. So that's what I'm trying to build. And so this is the Raspberry Pi monitor. Then I'm going to add some more screens into the dashboard so that we can see what are the different types of boat it identified and what is the timeline it's done, something like that. Okay, so now let's go back to reading this documentation. So we built an image classifier with a custom vision already. We have that project. They added for that to identify the types of leaves, but we added that one to identify the types of boats. Now what I am trying to do is trying to run that in that our IoT edge thing. But recently I read this documentation. It says remove the ARM32 architecture and AMD 64.debug options, which currently are not supported for the custom vision model. So I'm just wondering like whether we can run this custom image classification in the ARM32 architecture. It says it's currently not supported, but I see the project custom vision IoT Edge project in the Microsoft the IoT podcast. Yeah, here it is. So they have run that in the Docker container, right? Yeah, they are running that in the Raspberry Pi. Maybe the document is like not like updated. Let me see here. So this is what they are building in custom mission plus Azure IoT Edge on a Raspberry Pi 3. This sample can also be deployed in 64 machine and ported to newer IoT Edge DA bits. Okay, so they have the prerequisite. They are running the Raspberry Pi 3 and a simulated Azure IoT Edge device. Okay. So the description of the solution, they are having 3 modules: camera capture, custom mission, and SenseHat display. I think SenseHat display is like a small LED display you can attach into that Raspberry Pi device. So you can just like show the text or show anything on that LED. I think that's my understanding. SenseHat display. I'm only experienced in CSS and HTML, trying to learn C# at the moment, so it's kind of hard to me to understand. It's definitely not hard. I'm just like going through the documentation and trying to understand. So I'm also a little bit like in the same way trying to understand like how the overall solution works and put it. We can write this in like C# also, so you can try that one in the C# way, like how we can do the IoT Edge solution in the C#. Right now I'm not having any device, any hardware device. I'm running that in that emulator itself to understand like how sensor is sending the data, how the dashboard is displaying the data and all. So you can try that out. You have like a good documentation from the Microsoft, so you can try that out. I'm following the tutorial here. They have C# as well, so you can try. So the SenseHat display, it look like this, some LED panel to display the data. So we can show some text here. Here I think they are showing 1229, but we are going to display that in the monitor. 7-inch monitor, HDMI, Raspberry Pi. Yeah, we should be running the dashboard application in something like this. Yeah, in something like this. And we will attach the camera here to identify. Okay. So where I have left the custom mission stuff. So they have the 3 different modules: camera capture, custom mission, and SenseHat display. Oh, okay, yeah. SenseHat display. So they are communicating between like the camera capture module that's taking the picture from the USB camera, right? So if you deploy that in the Raspberry Pi solution and you are attaching the camera and also the custom mission module and some monitor, so what it's going to do is it's going to continuously take the frame of the camera webcam and sending that for image processing, and the image processing will identify what type of image it is. Then it's displaying that in the dashboard. Yeah, that's what it should be doing. Now we need to implement this camera capture, but right now I don't have the hardware Raspberry Pi. I have the Pi, but I don't have a cam attached to the Pi. I have only one cam that's running here. Probably I will order another cam, or I can do that simulated sensor camera capture as well. So those things probably we will be doing that in the next stream. Okay, so here we have done okay, what are the other concepts? So the development concepts, developing the modules. So these are the things we have covered so far. And they have the offline capability and the security, so you'll be doing that one later. Okay, I think is any other point we can improve in this dashboard stuff? It's a simple React application. I'm just here. Okay, so this card is like a little bit off the size because we are showing the wind direction here. I'm just thinking like can we show some logo instead of like a direction, or I can move this data display somewhere here in the header or to top of the value, so that it do not take too much space and everything is equally aligned and distributed. So we would be doing that one. Let me do that here itself. So I need to move this span to the top. Or after this HR, yeah, something like that. I think I put it in the span here itself. Yeah, I'll put the wind. So the first thing I need to do is wind direction logo. So instead of displaying the text, we just display the wind direction logo here. So if you see like a Google weather, we have this wind. You can see that the wind direction logo, right? So if it is like north east, then it's northeast. Yeah, something like this. So I'm using the client application that has I'm using this material UI icons. So let me check that one, whether I'm having the wind direction icons there. Okay, so material UI icons, and they're having the different SVG icons. So how to search for the icons here? It says font awesome can be used with the icon component as well. This is a font awesome icon, so I want this material icons. Okay, materialdesignicons.com. That's for looking for the more thing, right? How to search that one? Google has provided set of material icons that follow these guidelines. Okay, so here it is the icon. Now I can search it here. What's that? North. Wind. Oh, it's not searching the icons. Wind. Oh, fast rewind. North. There is no icon. Okay, it says I can use the font awesome icon as well, right? Font awesome can be used with the icon component as below. So if I am putting here material UI core icon, and it has font awesome icon as well. Why this is so hard to follow? A system icon or UI icon symbolizes a command file. Okay, Google has provided a set of material icons. SVG icon component take the SVG path of the element. SVG material icon that includes 1000 plus official material icons. They have more icons here. Okay, so the action, I want something like the arrow that's pointing in the different direction, so that I can show that in that the wind directions there. Okay, thanks for coming. Sale was taken. Thank you. Okay, I need something like this. call made, call received. Let me search in the font awesome icons. So wind, direction, north, up arrow, arrow. I want some arrow that's pointing to the different directions. That's what simple thing I want. Arrow up is here. Arrow up, arrow right, arrow left, arrow down. Yeah, I think this 4 arrow, but I need like a arrow for the different direction also, including northeast, southeast, those kind of things. Let me search the Google here. Where is the Google weather? Google weather. I'm just going to look like whether they are having any specific icons. They displayed there. So wind, or I can apply that CSS transform rotation so that I can rotate that image. Yeah, we can do the rotation also. Okay, okay, in that case I just go to that arrow in this material icon itself. Arrow. So we will take the arrow forward and we will rotate that image, right? So arrow forward. So let me put the icon here. So how to use material UI com arrow underscore forward. Okay. So here I can choose utilities, getting started, usage. Style icons. Yeah. So there is an example they have provided how to use the icons. The example they are providing is SVG icon with the props. I don't want SVG material icons. Right? Okay, so you can use this one like material UI icons, delete, something like that. So for our case, it should be arrow up thing. So client source wind sensor widgets wind.js. So here I can import the icon here, material UI icons of arrow. Is it not loading? It's not loading. Material UI icons of arrow. I'm not getting that. It should be loading. Okay, so here it is. Arrow forward, arrow forward, right? So we are having this arrow forward. So let me display that in the arrow forward here, probably somewhere here. That also would be another grid. Is that right? Or I just put like a image source that's containing arrow forward. another image here. So if I see that in the React application, okay, I need to stop this data and run that in the local instead of running that in the simulator. There it is. Here it is. Okay, I think we'll be adding that one. So I'm pretty much close to that because I started streaming at 12. So today we have achieved like our sensor, our IoT edge solution that's running on the simulator, and that starts sending the data to dashboard. So let's quickly recap what we have done today. So we developed this dashboard application to run it in the Raspberry Pi, and the temperature sensor data, that is sending the simulated temperature sensor data. So we have deployed this IoT edge solution and the simulated temperature sensor data that is sending data every 3 seconds, and it's also sending the data to IoT hub, and also it's sending the data to the another module, filter sensor data module, and also sending to the dashboard. So from the dashboard we fix this one to display that like every 3 seconds. So that's what we have done today. Probably like in the next stream, I think the next stream is in Monday evening 8 p.m. EST. So in the next stream we should be doing like more beautifying this dashboard, including the logo, icon and everything. Then we learn more about the IoT edge solution, including deployment and how to run that in the actual device. And thanks for coming. Thanks for coming everyone whoever watched this stream. And thanks Brandon, thanks Sale was taken, thanks for coming and have a chat with me. Thanks guys, we will see next Monday. Thank you.